Alright guys, so today we're going to install the seat on my bobber project. Alright, so the first step is taking this mount here. This is the front of the seat mount, and we're going to mount it right there. It's going to go right in there, just like that. Alright, so now that bracket's mounted on, we're going to go ahead and mount the actual seat bracket here. But what I want to do beforehand is go ahead and mount the turn signals to each side, so when I put it on, I don't have to take it off again. So I'm going to go ahead and mount those turn signals now. And the easy way to mount the turn signals is they go in this hole right there, one with the slot. Here are your turn signals. Alright, and then the actual wire itself will get threaded through that hole. Right there, that one right there. Alright, so now this is what the bracket looks like with the rear taillights mounted to it. I went ahead and just finger tightened the bolts into the actual frame. Now these wires here, what we're going to do is they pop in through there. See, there's that little hole right there. Alright, so the wires pop in through there and you can see them here. Right? See, now there's a strap right here that goes across the bike. What we're going to do is I'm going to run that wire through this strap here, and then these holes here, these two holes, I'm going to go ahead and wire tie the wire there, and then once the brake light is installed, I'm going to wire tie the brake light there as well, and then it'll go around all the way to the other side while we're going to wire it up. Alright, so I went ahead and ran the wire up through here over there, and I wire tied both of them there. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tighten these up, and then we're going to get the seat on. One thing I will tell you is I did went ahead and install this light, which will be in another video. I did run the cord up through here, just like that, using wire ties, and up into here, and I used the same wire tie to keep it uniform to bolt it to this frame portion. So now we're going to undo these two bolts right here. This is what holds those seat springs in. And then we have to put them actually inside the spring, and I'll go ahead and show you how to do that. Alright, so here's the spring here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take my Allen key, and I'm going to stick it up through the bottom here. Just like that. And I'm going to take that bolt right there, stick it on the head. I'm going to bring it down into the spring, and then once I bring it down into the spring, then I'm going to slide the washer through the spring links themselves, and then I'll thread it back through. So let's see if we can go ahead and get it. I'll probably have to do this with two hands here instead of holding the camera with my knees. So let me go ahead and do that right now. Once you thread that screw through, you're going to go ahead and mount it to the bracket here. Now make sure you leave this a little loose, because we don't know if we want it going this way or this way, because it does change the mounting point for the seat. So depending on which seat you got, if you got an 11-inch seat or a 13-inch seat. So we want to leave that loose for right now. And then we're going to do the same for the other side. So now we have the bottom of the seat. And what you want to do is go ahead and adjust both of these to make sure when you put it on the mounting post that it adjusts correctly. It should be all the way back like this, but we you know, we don't want to lock it down until we actually know. Alright, so as you can see, we went ahead and mounted the seat up. So here are the mounts here and there. Now I will tell you, on this bolt here, this 13mm, you want to leave that a little loose so the seat can pivot as you're sitting down in it. Alright, then the last part we have to do is we have to put in the steel plate that goes there. There's the steel plate here. I'm going to unwrap it. And honestly, it just zip ties into the frame. And the seat portion's done. The last portion we have is the rear lights, the turn signals, the brake light, and then we're going to go ahead and put the gas tank on and fire it up. Alright, so here's that piece that I told you about. Make sure that this felt here is on the bottom, so that it's resting on the frame, so it doesn't rub on the frame. And that's it. We're going to go ahead and zip tie it up, and then we'll be done with the seat. Alright, so that's what the finished seat installation looks like. See how got the cover in there. Alright, and that's the end of the video. The next video is going to be the tail light wiring and the turn signal wiring, and then we'll put on the gas tank and it'll be ready to fire up.